All right, we are going to try something new today. We are going to do a little board repair right here in front of the Apple Store. And I'm going to start with a note. This is from Monica, and Monica says that her screen turned black and she's unable to retrieve her photos. Then she took it to Apple. So she's already been inside here. She's been to Apple. Apple did a screen repair and it still doesn't work. So they couldn't fix her phone and she sent it to us. So let's see if we can help out Monica and get her data back. So let's go ahead and edit this, since we're gonna go over to iPad Rehab. Let's see, here we go. So we'll just beef that up a little bit and stick a little note up there. Okay, so green screen, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know how to green screen. I'm a 40-year-old. 40-year-olds don't know how to do things like green screen. All right, so we're here in front of the Apple Store at the mall. Hopefully there's not going to be too much traffic coming in front of us. Apple Store must be closed. Yeah, they just closed up. They closed up. It's 7:18 at night. All right, so here's the thing. We are going to take a look at the board itself and see if we can figure out why it is that the Apple Store couldn't fix this phone with their screen replacement. It is pretty cool. I just took the board out, and it is cool to see kind of like the legit Apple replacement screen. It has none of the kind of standard stamps from China. It's totally naked. I will say it was screwed in a little bit hard. Those screws were in there tight, so I was afraid it had long screw damage, but that doesn't seem like it's the case. So let's take a look under the microscope. Here we go. Let's see if we can get this in focus. And as we kind of look over the board, it doesn't look like there's any water damage or any reason that jumps out at me why this phone wouldn't work. Seems okay. Seems like it should work. So if the complaint is that the screen went dark and there's no long screw damage as we look in that hole, then the first thing that we're going to do before doing stuff like putting a new screen on it, we are going to just test for the signature fault, which I would think that folks at the Apple Store would be well aware of, since they're the ones that made the phone and they're the ones that see phones all the time, and this is a pretty common problem. So let's go ahead and use the ye olde multimeter, and we are going to test to see what is the diode mode reading, which is a relative measure of resistance on the backlight line. So I'll put a red probe on ground and I'll touch in here at the backlight line. And the reading is 0.013. 0.013. That's not normal. The normal reading would be 0.5. So that tells us that there's a short to ground, or at least a partial short to ground on the backlight line. So of course, putting a new screen on the phone is just going to waste somebody's time. You got to solve the underlying board defect. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. We're going to take off the shield using hot air. And I did get a camera, a hand camera, so that you guys will be able to follow along. But I need a mini HDMI to HDMI cable. So hopefully that will be coming along soon, so we can beef up our YouTube videos. We're definitely going to have some fun as we go forward in the next few weeks. And I'm definitely open to what are your fun ideas for the iPad Rehab channel. All right, let's look under the microscope together and see what we can make out of this. So here's the backlight line. Wow, it's a classic coil shit. Look at that. Look at little Hershey Kiss coil turds flying up out of that thing. Apple Store, you didn't notice that? You didn't notice Hershey Kisses sitting on the board? That's not right. That's not how it comes. That's not normal. I would think that you guys would be able to recognize that a board literally taking a shit out of a coil is a problem, and not just try to solve that by sticking a screen on there. Backlight diode is obviously fried, and this is our backlight driver chip, and then the primary problem is going to be one of these 3 caps, just like it always is. So now we're gonna do a little bit of guessing, and we're gonna try to pick which cap is the cause of the line being short to ground. So I'm gonna go to low heat so that I can take off some of the silicone underfill, overfill, whatever you wanna call it. I wonder if they know what it's called at the Apple Store. All right, let's see. Jonathan Dix had a great massage, which really helps after those long microscope sessions. It sounds pretty awesome. Sounds pretty good. All right, so we are gonna guess that which one of these caps do you guys think is bad? I'm gonna guess the middle one just because I see that tiny little blob of solder. Ooh, I don't know, it could be this end one here. So we're gonna just see what we can do here. All right, that's close enough to just get that a little bit filleted open. Now let's roll the dice and pick the middle cap to take off. So I see a lot of folks that don't bother to solve the primary problem, which is short to ground. You're not gonna get a coil disrupted like that unless there is a short to ground. So that's not the problem. Coil shitting is not the problem. The problem is the short to ground on the line. So you gotta solve that. You gotta figure out which one of these caps has gone bad. Otherwise, you're just gonna be replacing parts that will immediately fail again. All right, so let's try to get this sucker to come up. Come on, buddy. All right. Now let's see if we were lucky with our guess. And we're gonna stick a probe here and see if we still have a short. We do not. It's 0.64 diode mode reading to ground, so we have relieved our short to ground. And we can even confirm that by interrogating this cap, if I can get him off the magnetic tweezers, and ask him, were you, in fact, did you turn into a wire? Let's ask him. So we're gonna just use continuity mode. Get off there, buddy. Don't fly away, I'm trying to ask you a question. There you go. Are you a wire? He admitted it. Off with his head. So he is out of here. Alrighty. Let's see what's, it sounds like Sunday's coming in. What up? Look, we're at the Apple Store. Oh my God, you came all the way down to the Apple Store. Isn't that hilarious? Look.
It's so fun.
Yeah, come on in, come on in. Wow, here I am. Oh, it's so exciting. Isn't that fun?
I love it.
Yeah, look at this. We can also go to, we can go be at an old time saloon.
Oh, I'm gonna have. Can I get one of those like outfits?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, so exciting.
Or just kind of this boring circuit board.
No, that's not gonna do it for me.
No. I need some ideas.
Oh.
I need some ideas.
I want like a club.
A what?
Like a club, like dance club.
Oh, a dance club.
People like.
Yes,
you.
that's a good idea. I want to do. We could be in front of You Break I Fix or Batteries Plus. You know those.
Can we put any like photo behind it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna do a little. That's gonna be some of my.
Yeah,
mission.
exactly. Yes, for your. All right. So business phone.
There is 0 calls on here. No.
And it's gonna stay that way.
I expect it to come back to me in the same condition. No voicemails.
No voicemails. Got it.
See, no.
Now,
voicemails.
how? What are the hours for the business phone?
For me?
Yeah.
7 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Okay. 7 a.m. to 2 a.m.
I don't always answer.
I can handle it.
I mean, I let it go to voicemail a lot because then I can sit down in front of the computer when I call people back.
Okay.
But
what does the message say? Does it say, I'll call you back?
Yeah, it says, please use the ticket system for estimates, and if you're looking for an update, otherwise I'll call you back within 24 hours.
Okay. All right. I got this. All right. Nobody on live stream call the.
I did say to
business.
somebody, someone said, I said, call if you need any help anytime. They said, well, as long as you're answering, I like calling. And I said, well, I won't be answering next week. It'll be Jessa. They were like, okay, bye.
Well, she's just as friendly as I am.
Yeah, exactly. I got a customer service. I'm gonna do you proud. I'm gonna be so nice on the phone. It's gonna be amazing. Are you leaving right now? Are you like heading up?
5 a.m. So.
Oh, 5 a.m. What stuff? Oh yeah, those are from Michael Oberdick.
Oh, okay. There is a box coming from a student for next class. He's sending all his boards,
Okay.
but he didn't put any information in with it. So when a box shows up, it says Practical Board Repair School.
Okay.
So just keep an eye out for that.
All right.
Instead of the side. And
Moon background. That sounds good. Could put the microscope cam as the background. I guess so. That would be.
it's so fun. You look really pretty in the apple store.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I did upgrade my Rite Aid makeup. I was just, yeah.
Did you go to Sephora? Like get like makeup?
No, I just got a new Rite Aid makeup, so it's not 2 years old. That's what I mean.
That's for guys.
Okay.
You need an apple shirt.
Yes.
They changed their shirts.
They did?
They're blue now.
Ooh, yes. I need one of those.
So that's a mission right there for everybody out there.
Yes,
Get
exactly.
apple shirt for Jessica.
Alrighty. I preferred the shop. What? Jess is raising the troll level. Yes, exactly. I'm raising the troll level. Hole in the floor. Oh my god. Oh, I know what we need to do. I'm gonna do this right now. Let's get a picture of Lewis's shop.
Oh, that's a
Alright, I'll do that for the next one. I don't think anybody wants to wait around for that. Okay, how about we fix this board? Okay, so now we know that we don't have a short to ground anymore, so now we just need to repair. So obviously this coil is going to have to come off because it took a shit. Diode is bad, that's going to come off. So when I have to do for sure the coil and the diode, then like I've shown you guys before in videos, we just go with the windshield wiper method. So if I'm putting hot air on here, which is what's going to make it easy to take off my coil, then I'm going to go ahead and just sacrifice the driver chip so that I can do it kind of all at once and just clear this area. So let's go give that a try. Alright. Would be nice with a moon background. Ooh, the Google campus in Mountain View. I like it. I like that idea as well. Alright, I have a picture of Lewis from last stream. Yes, I think that we should go to the Rossman Repair Group. Wouldn't that be funny? Yes. I'm going to do that next.
Do we have a picture of inside Lewis's apartment?
Yeah, I've got a picture inside his apartment.
Oh, alright. That's what I'm going to do while I'm in the beach, is send you fun things for
Yes.
project. Okay, I am removing myself from reality for 10 days.
All right.
Best of
Enjoy.
luck. You can
Have fun. Relax. Forget about everything.
Oh God, I can't.
Everything's going to be fine.
Super duper. All right, I think everything's fine. All right, good luck.
All right. Bye. I probably should have cut away more of the underfill than I did, but I didn't. Come on, diode, get on the move. Coil destruction. Don't lose my cap. I kind of want to keep my cap. I better move him. Oh, I should get rid of the magnetic tweezers. Pain in the ass. Get back here, quarter. Alright, there we go. Everything is off. Is Lewis here? Nope, he just did a stream. He did 2 streams today. So he is at work. So when you kind of get rid of this stuff, you definitely don't want to scrape too hard and dig up the ground plane here. That would make it a lot more difficult to place your new component without getting a short to ground. That would suck. All right, let's clean this up a little bit with a good old soldering iron. All right, guess I can throw away the iPhone. Where is my quote? Oh, dude, you have like so many quotes. That's pretty funny. I sat here and watched Sunday give you a quote. I think you need to check your spam folder. Okay, so let's mow down these balls. We are going to professionally not braid these pads because that's unnecessary and a risk to the board. And that's how we do. I'll put a little bit more solder on here. Clean up all this. Clean up in here. Clean up on aisle 3. Okay, I'm gonna put a cap back there just because since this is such a common repair, we stock the caps that go there. It'll work if you have 2 of them there and you wouldn't really notice any practical difference, but if it's easy enough to put them back, then let's go ahead and put them back. My microscope light is acting a little wonky today. All right, let's clean that up with a little bit of old Q-tip and alcohol. For background, you should put a coil. That's a good idea. You could be doing board repair from on top of a coil. Lots of great ideas. I'm gonna have so much fun with this. I think if I do a data recovery stream today, we'll just do it kind of on a tropical island. That would be nice for summer. But I kind of like the idea of live from inside Lewis's shop. That would be funniest. That's what I think. All right, let's get rid of this extra underfill. That might bother us. Get rid of all these little specks. And my VCC main cap flew away. That one I'm really not concerned about at all. Especially because this is for data recovery. Would you like to have a donor board? Sure, everybody likes donor boards. I'm a collector of donor boards. All right, that looks pretty. Let's grab some new dudes and get them back on. So we're gonna try to get a cap, a chip, diode, and a coil all back on here. All right, so let's see what I have. Let's go back to in front of the Apple Store while I look for these things. Do you reuse the wire on the coil? No. No, I do not. A donor board, that's pretty funny. All right, so we've got our iPhone 6 backlight caps. Donor board kebab. So what did you guys think of the whole Google memo thing? The tempest in a teacup. I thought that it was fantastic, and I'm really shocked to see How many people are just spouting commentary everywhere that obviously didn't read it? That, I think, is my biggest criticism of the entire thing, is just disgust with how many people are commenting opinions they have from reading other people's opinions without actually looking at the source material. Source material is key. And I'm really just so disappointed in Google's Danielle Brown, the Hogwarts Minister of Diversity. She had this chance to really do something great, because she had to have had consultation with other management people about how they're going to respond, and they chose to kind of make a political response and fire the guy, when she personally could have stood up to what is likely a bunch of men from their demographic and said, nope, this guy wrote a well-researched, well-thought-out piece, and we're gonna listen to it. Makes sense. We encourage diversity. This is diversity of thought. We're gonna think about it. But no, she had a chance to be amazing, and instead she made a stupid, idiotic statement that is completely anti-intellectual. Wah, wah, wah. Fail. All right, I need to dig up some diodes. Where's my diode? Is that in here? Are these diodes? Nope. Only one quote you said you was gonna send through email and never got it. I even checked the trash bin. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I sat here and watched Sunday, who quotes everything immediately, and I watched her send a quote. So I don't know what to tell you about that. I can tell her to send it again, but all that's gonna do is just have her, hit send again if it didn't send the first time. Everybody else seems to have no problem getting quotes, like good old Monica here. All right. Here is a tiny little diode. All right, you guys probably want to see this going on, so let's switch back over to deep within the Apple Store. I dropped my blue tweezers onto the wooden floor, which is a death sentence today. Get on there, you. Oh, those ones are these are both the same kind of tweezers, but man, these are really fine pointed compared to the other guy. And let's dig up a new coil that has not taken a shit all over itself. All right, the iPad rehab background just put the O after, what? O after .c. It's probably just cut off. Let's check back. Nope, says com. Don't know what you're talking about. Here is an iPhone 5 series style coil that we like to use. And that I will just stick down there with an iron so that it doesn't fly around. It'll probably fly around anyway, but we'll give it a kind of a head start. There we go. I'm pretty sure that the dot goes there, and ZXW is not working, so we're gonna just take a risk that that's true on that. That should go into place. Okay, let's get some heat on here and solder this on. Why are the hot tweezers so expensive? Well, I don't know. I don't really think they are. They're essentially two soldering irons that have to be really perfectly mated together with a stand for $200. And the stand has sleep function. I think that's a lot of function. This guy might be too far over to find his way. Pretty sure it's okay for those two guys to talk to each other. Michelle is giving you a link to a new background that you should use. It's not spam. All right, where's Michelle? Oh, okay. All right, let's see if we can copy that. Copy. It's not spam, says stranger on the internet. Okay, I believe you. All right, let's see what it is. Let's see what it is. It is, I don't know what. It had a space in it. Let's try again. This site can't be reached. Let's see. This is a little bit of a tangent. Also not found. All right, we'll go back to that later. Okay, why are you not melting the CPU? Well, I don't want to melt the CPU because I don't want to have to reball the CPU. Okay, use some tape. No, that doesn't make any sense. No need for that. Okay, let's see how we did on this. So I'm pretty sure that the two backlight caps that kind of are stuck together are okay being stuck together, but let's find out. Wake up, multimeter. Wake it up. Oh, that's not cool. My diode mode reading is too low. Alright, diode mode reading is 0.152, which is too low, which could mean that one of these other caps is not happy. It could be that the board is hot and that it will sort of come up over time, but I doubt that. But most likely it means that my backlight driver is not quite where it's supposed to be. So let's find out. Let's find out. Let's see if we can separate these dudes. That's kind of a tall order. Yep, that's not gonna happen. Alright, let me separate these guys just because I'm not 100% sure that they can talk to each other. I feel like they can, but I'm not 100% sure. So we will break them up. Alright, let's see if that brings back our diode mode reading. Otherwise, why is the CPU not melting? Because it's protected by a heatsink. Alright, diode mode reading is still too low at point, 124 and coming back with heat. So that tells me that my driver chip placement, which I kind of had to nudge, tells me that that is not good, that it's going to have a blob under there, which, you could tell that it wasn't a great placement. So let's get that off there before we put current through the board and send some current down the wrong line, which would be bad. So let's get that right off. Yep, see, there we go. We can see that we had a bridge to ground. See that? And that is a great tip on using your multimeter before you send voltage into a board that has a problem. Alright, so we'll redo that. Let's check it, see what's up with that pad, something's on there. We'll take a little bit of the solder off of that pad. There we go. Alright, let's do that again and get a good chip placement. We'll leave the amount of flux that's on there since it's not too much. And grab a driver chip. Send the board to STS, they will fix it. Oh, I think we'll just fix it right now. I'd rather fix the board myself. I think Jason's a great guy, but he does things a little bit differently than I would do them. Alrighty. Hello from Uruguay. I don't think that YouTube censors links from mods. I think they just censor links from somebody that's not a mod. That's just a guess though. Alright, let's get some flux on here. Pull that solder away from that dude. Just to kind of help it go where he goes with the hot air. Alright, let's get that chip down now. Do you recommend STS Telecom? That is the funniest thing I've ever seen. For what? Let me get this straight. Are you asking me, a person that puts free content on YouTube so that others can learn, while also running a mail-in repair business that I use to support a team of 7 and feed the families of my team. Are you asking me, do I recommend someone that learned from my YouTube channel, and I'm super proud of him, and started his own YouTube channel and his own mail-in repair business from what he learned for free from me? Do I recommend that you send mail-in repairs to him? No, I recommend that you send them to me. Duh. I mean, that's just silly. I think that Jason is, I'm super proud of him. I'm incredibly proud of someone that was able to learn from my channel and learn how to do repair. And his it takes a lot of dedication and a lot of hard work, and he's done all that, and I'm incredibly proud of him. But no, you should totally send stuff here. Cray cray. All right, let's get this on here. you guys can't quite see that. Here we go. We're looking for that driver chip to sit down. On his own. There he goes. And we'll nudge this guy back a little bit. Alright. That to me seemed pretty good. So we'll let it cool for a second, and then we'll take that diode mode reading again. All right, let's see. Let's see. I was not aware that history just asked. Okay. What solder tip are you using? 0.2 millimeter on the mini hot tweezers? Yep. Yep. Okay, mods don't get censored. Yeah, 404 not found. Alright, that coil looks suspicious. Does it? Alright. I'm reading this right now in the Restream app. So I don't think I can click a link in there right now, but I'm excited to see what you guys think we should do for green screen. All right, let's measure. Let's see if we have a good diode mode reading. It is pretty funny though how in the kind of YouTube community, all right, so we're back up, it's 0.4 and coming up, so we'll let that come up a little bit more and then we'll test. It is pretty funny how the YouTube community of kind of content creators that are all kind of doing similar stuff, that when one person has a good idea, then people tend to piggyback off of that. So you know, Lewis has been doing this longer than everyone else, and you know, so he got the multimeter that has the USB connection so that you guys can see the multimeter results on screen, and then a lot of other people started doing that as well. You know, Chris Long has made some good scenes with his open broadcaster and kind of changing up the way to present a lot of information in one screen, which I think is great. So it'll be fun to see if these guys go with the green screen stuff. I think that we all could have a lot of fun with that, and I would love to see what other content creators can come up with that. Why is it a less success rate to rescue water damaged iPhone than Samsung's? Well, it's not. I mean, we do nothing but rescue water damaged iPhones. For us, it's a far higher success rate. Although both are pretty good. I put Mark on a 6-week sabbatical and I tasked him with figure out Samsung water damage. So we're actually offering, for the sake of the phone, dead Samsung phone repair now, because he learned a huge amount, and we'll do more Samsung videos when he's up here. Any idea what PP fixed _SOC does on an iPhone 6s? Yes, it's a CPU power line. That SOC at the end stands for system on a chip, so it's CPU power, and it's not short, so don't think that it's short on your phone. Got myself a wall-tested iPhone 7 to try to fix up. That's going to be tough. Yeah, short somewhere from the impact. Internally it looks clean. Should be an interesting exploratory surgery. That's going to, I would check for a 1v1 CPU line short on that one, and if so, that's the common fault and it will be within the CPU. So good luck with that. You'll be reballing the CPU. Okay, let's take our diode mode reading again, and let's see. Although some of the 7s, you know, every now and then surprise me. All right, 0.464, close enough. Let's, oops, not screen, green screen. There we go. Let's stick a screen on here and see if we can finish this job. Let's see. So here we go. Actually, I think I'm just gonna try it out in her own housing with her bona fide straight from Apple screen. I think this stream is a good lesson on testing your work as best you can before putting current through it when something kind of feels a little off. You could tell that the first backlight driver that I put on had too much motion. It was too far, too big of a correction that it had to make, almost an entire row. I had to nudge it in order for it to find its way with surface tension, and when you do that, you're really at risk of creating a bridge, which I did under that chip. So if you suspect that something felt off or you're suspicious, then you might want to kind of do some diode mode readings on those lines before you power it on. Because if you, especially like with a PMIC job, if you actually send current into a chip that's got one line bridge to another, for example, that PP fixed SOC line in the 6S, that line cannot handle, it will fry the CPU from sending an inappropriate voltage down there. So you might want to use that method to double check your work if there's something that kind of felt a little, I'm not sure on a repair, especially if it's something like data recovery like this one. I think Apple are doing propositally with a bug on the new update. What do you think about it? I don't know what propositally means. All right, so we have half backlight, so that's kind of a good start. So what do we make of this? How are we going to troubleshoot? You know, it's a little tough because this is just here for data, so you know we could have gotten data without all of this. So let's first rule out parts, because one of the ways that you can get half dim, it's when one of the two strips of LEDs is not working. One of the ways that you can get half dim screen is just a screen that's not connected well, or a screen that has a defect. So let's try a different LCD. I could restore my iPhone 5S again that had error 9 after 50 minutes of freezer time, and it still works. Any ideas on that? That could be a few things. I mean, any kind of 5S, you probably want to change TriStar just for good housekeeping, like an oil change. But if you're noticing that like hot and cold changes the ability of a phone to restore when it's a 5S, all right, so this is not, we've ruled out rule number 1, this is not a parts problem, we have a board problem. And how is it that we have half dim backlight on this? I would question on that 5S, is your NAND chip failing? Is it, something that if it's responding to heat or cold differently, then that's probably what's up with that. Read my first post, please. No. All right. So this phone is coming back with a half dim backlight. So this is where history makes all the difference. So if you kind of go out looking for please bro solutions and you said half dim backlight on an iPhone 6, then the internet and people that have had that problem are going to point you to the cathode filters, which are on your differential diagnosis. But like a physician, you kind of have to consider history and what kind of ranks the order of problems that you're having. So another way that you could get half dim backlight is if you have the anode line is going out to the screen, and then it's only coming back to one of the two cathode lines that feed back into the chip. So that side of the circuit looks like anode from the chip, and it goes through the diode caps out to the connector, through past the filter to the connector into the screen. That part we know is good because we are getting half backlight, so we'll eliminate that. So then what's the problem with the pathway coming back? one possibility is short to ground. That's probably unlikely in this case. And then the other possibility is an open line. So while there's a path from the anode line through the screen, back through the connector, through the cathode filter, and then back to the chip, we have the other line is probably open somewhere between the screen, which we ruled out the screen, the cathode filter, and then back to the chip. So you have to have a connection at the chip, and you have to have a connection at the filter and at the screen and within the screen itself. So having ruled out screen, the common fault, if you didn't know what the history was, would be that one of the cathode filters has been damaged. That's a possibility here, but that probably isn't our most likely case right now. And the reason is because the other possibility is a cold joint at the chip. And so I think this chip placement was good, but it is possible that there's some debris or something that is preventing the chip. It's maybe seated except for just kind of having a head on a pillow effect on one of the cathode, that one cathode line connection. So the first thing that I would do to troubleshoot that would be, I'll take a look, just sort of eyeballs at the cathode filters. But first I would think that it's the chip having a head-on pillow effect at that soldering. And I kind of am making a point about this just because history is everything. And that really changes the picture of how you're going to work on a phone. It changes the diagnosis. So it would be kind of nice to be able to look and actually see those balls under there. But for this case, what I'm going to do is take this board back out, and I'm going to just reflow that chip and give it a little bit of a tap to help break the surface tension that could exist between cathode line ball, and the underlying pad. All right. So that's what we'll do first. We'll do a slight little reflow and try to give this chip a tap. All right, let's see. You can get like a little bit of that underfill if it's not all the way removed, for example. That can prevent the chip from making that connection on every single ball. So we're just going to heat this back up, and we'll give it what I call the imperceptible nudge. So the balls under here are lead free, so they will not flow as quickly as the leaded solder that's on the coil pad. So the coil is liquid, but the chip is not quite. So we'll give it a few more degrees. There we go, that's the imperceptible nudge. So as I look at that chip, I don't really love, I don't feel like it has that perfect squareness that I'd like it to have. Let's see if you guys can see that. See how it, these things are all very square to each other, kind of like carpentry. And this chip doesn't really seem kind of that perfectly square. So it is entirely possible that there's like some piece of debris. Now if we go on a hunt and look for the cathode filters, I'm not even sure, I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's maybe this one and maybe that one, maybe this one of these guys, but none of those look like there's any kind of obvious burn mark or anything like that. So that is not really on my radar screen right now. I would like to just see if I can see anything, any debris going on under this. I'm just going to grab the coil. Some guy is recommending schematics from google.com. It's good advice. Alright, so I took that off because I want to put my eyeballs on the corner. This is sort of under this chip. Okay, let's clear away this stuff. Now you lose your ability to judge the sort of that squareness that you'd like to see when you're changing a bunch of caps and stuff that are nearby, because then the caps themselves are no longer square. So let's try to get some line on the balls under there. And try to look to see, does that chip look perfectly flat or not? And it kind of doesn't. It looks a little bit high in the back, but all right, let's test though before we go crazy. Oops. We're gonna slap that new coil back on there. Goes on like this. All right. So let's just give this a test. All right. Does alcohol dissolve flux? Dissolve? Not really, but I don't know. Never thought about that. It does just kind of clean it off to some degree. All right. What's up with dead boards live? Dead boards live. All right. He finally got a microscope. Getting a microscope is one of those life-changing moments. It's like getting your first car. All right. Let's see if, I'm just going to throw this on DC power supply to see if it still has half-dim backlight. And if it does, then we're going to be signing up for a third chip on this, which kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? Not reball chips, that's for sure. All right, let's get this on here. Are the Google schematics the same as what Jessa has? Well, all of us really only have what falls off a truck in China. And for the most part, the schematics that are kind of, out there are the same. All right, so I think we're gonna have to stick a new chip on here. Let's see. Guy was nice about it. Of course he gets a new screen. All right, so let's see. Jessa uses ZXW, a paid service. ZXW is really just more stuff that fell off a truck in China. Let's just do this chip one more time. I am a big fan of just being efficient. And for me, the fastest path to getting something fixed is the best. All of this is really kind of a waste of time. It was just sort of to have a little bit of fun with my new green screen because this phone is here for data. But it would be nice to send it back working because there's no reason why this phone can't work. that is a perfectly good backlight driver that I might reball later, but not right now. Not right now. So I want to make sure I get all of this, anything that could become a little speed bump. I want to get rid of. We're going to get rid of a little bit more of this underfill that's in this area, because the chip really needs to be able to dance and find its own way. And all of these little, you know, things like that, chunks of flux and stuff, can inhibit that process, like this. This row of caps still has this stuff in between it. Alright, so I'm going to get an iron and not wick these pads. How would you fix an iPhone 6 that won't turn on, won't boot, and won't charge? It's completely dead. I would look for signature problems. That, you know, seems like a pretty easy one. Those have straightforward signature problems. You can see a lot of examples of that if you watch videos on this channel. And I would expect it to have one of those signature problems, and then I would solve it. Beautifully not wicked pads. No reason to wick them. Sad thing is when you have everything you need, but you still screw it up. That's just called learning. Nobody became proficient at board repair without making a lot of mistakes and spending an extraordinary amount of time just trying to do it. That is the secret. Alright, so now let's get real close and make sure that we don't have any speed bumps. We're on a hunt for speed bumps. No speed bumps. And there's a speed bump right there. Look at that. Look at how we overlooked this before. Look at this chunk. See that? Right here. That. It blends in with the board. That's the kind of stuff that can make a chip not find its way. And this area is really kind of notorious for that. You have to be really careful. You can't scrape. You don't want to braid here. You don't want to do anything that would disrupt the conformal coating that keeps everything separated. You don't want to come in here with braid and go crazy and end up just sort of, this is just paint. You know, you gotta kind of use pledge on the dining room table and not a scrub brush. You wouldn't want to come in here with the green side of the you know, Scotch sponge and tear up this area. Okay, so let's alcohol then clean that again. The Apple Store green screened is deader than the phone Jessa is working on. What are you talking about? Maybe my green screen is dead. No, it's not. Is it? We're live from the Apple Store. Hi, everybody. Oh, look, there goes somebody who just went to Starbucks. It's working great. What are you talking about? Imagine being a short person with a short fuse who is unable to find a short circuit within a short time frame on short notice because he was short-sighted. That would be tough. How long did it take you to think that one up? Just came to you? All right, looks beautiful. And now, hopefully, the third time is the charm. Is Lewis here? Lewis, check out Look, I'm at the Apple store. Look. Lewis, guess where I'm going to do my next live stream? I'm going to be live from inside Rossman Repair Group. Can't wait for that. That is going to be so fun. We'll sneak in there while you're sleeping or doing something else and stream iPad Rehab, streaming live from inside Rossman Repair Group. All right, let's get another driver chip. Where are the driver chip? Where's the driver chip strip? That's it. All right. iPad Rehab, he means dead as in not busy. Okay. As a retail store. Like that street your city wants to do, like Outdoor Music Tuesdays. Yeah, Tuesdays. What is it called? I forget. Jammin' Tuesdays, Jive. Something sounds in the park. I don't know. Felt really. I also felt really guilty. The town wanted. Your logo is covering the Apple to go. I know. Just because you weren't here at the beginning, you were too busy looking at your fan spin. It was like this. It was live from the Apple store, and we read the note about how the this repair came from the Apple store. So we changed the Apple store to the iPad Rehab store. I think it's great. You have your own copyright strikes. You were playing Pink Floyd during a repair. A successful repair, I might add, ruining that entire stream. For no reason. No good reason. Okay, let's get this chip on here. I wonder if a DMCA takedown, knowing how litigious Apple could be. I would think that if Apple was going to give a shit, they would have already said, hey, how about you stop being a store called iPad Rehab? Because iPads are our thing. I would think that they would have done that a long time ago. Or any of the other ones. Hey, how about you stop making videos about Apple authorized service providers looking like douchebag idiots because you're calling them up and they're unaware that you're broadcasting them to a YouTube channel. So how about you take that shit down? But they don't really seem to care. And instead, what I get is like this repair. Hey, I went to the Apple store and they couldn't fix it, and so they told me to call you. It was really funny. I got a quote request while I was at my dad's house where a lady said, I understand that you train the Apple engineers. Not exactly. That was a little too shaky for my imperceptible nudge. All right. Lewis Rossman, she needs this background. I'm almost tempted to click over and see what you guys are talking about. I feel so left out. I wonder if I can do that. Lewis Rossman, do you think Intel intentionally uses crappy thermal material? No, nobody does that. I thought Lewis was Jessa's producer. No, Lewis is just some... I'm going to try to... What do I have to do to convince you guys that Lewis is a rich feminist? That's what I'm going to try to do. Lewis is Jessa's janitor. No. All right, let's check again our diode mode reading before we stick power into this board. I don't know why I addressed my question to some dude watching this stream. All right, let's see. Lewis just tries to make people think Jessa has more money than someone else we know who buys $30 sandwiches. Yes, he does. He buys $30 and he buys $30 veggie sandwiches. So that's kind of a lot. All right, that seems okay. Let's do a test. I don't know how to I would mod you, Michelle, but I can't do that from the Restream app, and I don't have the YouTube chat itself open. If I get this fixed, then I will look into that. I want to see your guys' green screen ideas. Live from Rossman Repair Group. Coming up next. Be ready. All right. We know the true score. We enjoy playing along with the lies. Well, I was watching Lewis's live stream before I started this, and some dude was like, Jessa sounds like a feminist PhD that doesn't support poor old James Damore. Doesn't support, what the fuck? Doesn't support meaning doing an hour-long video at the end of an all-nighter at 8 a.m. That's not support. That doesn't count. Counts for shit. Counts for shit because I'm a dirty feminist that doesn't believe in science. Okay. Let's see if their battery is working. All right, backlight is working. Hooray! So there we go. So that kind of proved our concept here. The other thing we learned is that if you're troubleshooting some kind of a secondary issue or something weird, think history. So the Pleasebro solutions on the internet would be like, half-dim backlight, you got to check your cathode filters or check your screen, which we did. We did check the screen. But then it really points to, what does the history tell me? And it would be, I just put a chip on there that has to have a good connection. If it has a head-on pillow because there's a speed bump under there, then that would be the most likely top of your list explanation. Let's see, it's a link to a picture. If it's bad, ban me. Can't Lewis make people mods? Oh, it's the business phone. Watch this. I'm gonna answer it. iPad rehab. This is Jessa. Okay, tell me about your device and problem. So it has searching no service? Okay. And does it have, do you ever get a bad drop or bend, twist, water damage, anything like that, or just stop working one day? Yep. Okay. Well, so there is a signature problem with that, which the baseband CPU will just kind of get a poor connection to the board, and the problem is really kind of a design flaw within the board. The solution to it is kind of a pain in the ass kind of repair, where you have to take the chip off that controls the entire brain of the action of finding and making and receiving cell phone calls. So that chip is unique to the phone, so you can't just swap it out with another one. And it seems like when we do just take the chip off, put new balls on it, new solder balls, and reball it, put it back on, that the problem tends to recur. So the solution that has really just started to seem like a robust solution is to take that chip off and run some wires from A to B under that chip, and then put it back on. So we have kind of started tentatively taking a few of these repairs. just to give that a try. And if you wanna send it in, then you can do that. Okay. Yeah, touch disease. Yeah, a lot of times it's the same thing. It's the same underlying problem, which is that touch disease is from flexing the board, and this problem is as well. So they're kind of the same underlying flaw. Just sucks, you know. It was the 6 Plus was their kind of first stab at making kind of a big phone, and it's just a little bendy. They didn't anticipate it, so it kind of gets both of those problems. Yeah. It is a bad phone, yeah. So if you want us to give that a shot, then we will. What you can do is you can help me out by filling out a quote request online, and then I'll respond to that, so that we can capture information from you and kind of get you all in the system. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it either says start repair, get a quote, something like that. Yes, exactly. Yep, we will. Yeah, I don't even do the quoting, so I don't really know. Okay, thanks for calling. All right, sounds great. Okay, all right, thanks. Bye-bye. Look at that. I answered the phone super nice. Sunday is going to be happy. And it looks like we went to... What did you like make it so that my head is desk? Is that... You're making that me? That's so mean. I don't do mean things. All right, so we are going to end this stream because this phone is working for backlight, and we are going to probably do another stream later, live from inside Rossman Repair Group. That is it for us right now. And I'm going to go look up these links that you guys are posting because that sounds really fun. All right, this one's in the done pile, so we're going to go recover the data, and I will see you guys later.